talking to Darius Johnson. Listen, I'm just going to say this up front from talking to you at Media Day versus even last year. Like, last year you were coming in, you were a freshman, you still had presence on the mic. And just in that short time, less than a year from my perspective, because you came on seeing regular time in the middle of the season, I can still see more growth and kind of wisdom in you. What can you attribute that to? What other stuff have you learned? What other things have you applied to kind of your character and your, not just as a basketball player and a guy, to be a leader?
Really, I've been a leader all my life, but you know, it's different at each and every level. You know, once Coach always tells me a great leader was once always a great follower. So you know, I just try to lead by example, do the right things. You know, talk to people the right way. Even when they mess up, you know, everyone's human, so everyone's gonna make mistakes. So even just not yelling at them, but just talking to them. Hey, you're doing this great. Give them sugar, then the salt. So you just tell them that they did something good, and then correct them on where it's going wrong.
And with that in mind, I talked to the Hindrances earlier, says that you've been giving them plenty of advice about calming down and things like that. Is that from personal experience last year?
Yeah, a little bit of personal experience, but Taylor, the twins they're great. Taylor and Tyler are great. They're both very talented. So I just told them, just relax, just ease yourself into the game. You'll get plenty of open looks. Teams are gonna mess up defensively. You'll get your open looks and just roll with it. Just capitalize on every opportunity you get.
You know, looking at the roster, I feel like it's another situation, like a question was asked of the starting five, but I'll have you confirm this. It looks like it's going to be kind of dependent on the opponent. That kind of team like you had last year, do you think that's kind of the case of what's going to happen?
Yeah, I feel like that's a big case this year. I mean, defensively, I mean, even offensively, we have so many guys who can score and so many guys who can defend the basketball. It just depends on the matchups that we have. We can go Taylor at the 3, CJ at the 4, and then big man. So it can go either way. You never know how it's going to go depending on matchups.
I'm going to hope to talk to CJ in a minute, but during a media day, CJ said something about discipline being a focus this offseason. What have you done as a leader of this team? What have you seen happen that has kind of improved that discipline aspect?
I feel like we just all stay steady. You know, don't get too high, don't get too low. When things aren't going your way, still find a way to make it work. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're losing, like still find like the grittiness, bring it out of you. Like defensively, that's where it's going to come from. All defense.
What's the goal for the team, Darius?
Win the championship.
Well, I knew that would be an easy one. I thought I'd get more. No, I'm just kidding. So with that in mind, obviously the goal for the team would be to win the championship. Nice to kind of step up into the Big 12 conference in that way. But what's something you'd like to grow with personally? I mean, you have a pretty versatile game in general. What's something you'd like to see do better?
Me, I'm not really too worried about myself. You know, I'll put it in the work, so I trust what the outcome's going to be. My biggest thing is just being a leader and catering to these guys, making sure I can do whatever I can in order to help them win, help them be successful.
Coach has talked a lot about chemistry looking good this year. Have you seen that family bond yourself being kind of part of it?
Yeah, I've seen it plenty of times. We continue every day, each and every day in practice to make selfless plays. And guys are making the extra pass even when they have an open look. Passing up good shots for a great shot.
That's great. There it is.